Jim, even with the historical chains of custody for John, for Peter, and even Paul, skeptics still, they deny the reliability of the scriptures. They argue, for instance, Ignatius and Polycarp failed to, and they use the term precisely, quote the Gospels in their letters, concluding the Gospels then really can't be authenticated. How would you respond to that?
Well, I think it's true. If you're looking for a word quote from Gospels, you do have some of that occurring in the letters of Ignatius and Polycarp. But what you really have are larger themes. And I think that most people would say, gosh, you know, you don't have confirmation of every detail, for example. In the writings of Ignatius and Polycarp, you do not have every detail. For example, did he feed 5,000 or 4,999? I mean, is there some detail about how many fish and loaves? You don't have all that kind of confirmation. But the thing that really, I think, bothers most of our skeptical friends is not that those kinds of details. It's details related to the deity of Christ. I think a lot of the world around us, the skeptical world around us, would accept Jesus as long as you don't make him out to be God. He's given us some good ideas, he's given us some good principles for a living, but the minute we say he's the only way to the Father, that's when you start to encounter resistance. The minute you say he is God who rose from the dead to a philosophically natural world, you've crossed a line here now. And so that's, I think, the thing we can test and the theme we can test by looking at the writings of Ignatius and Polycarp. I think that people are less interested in whether they can affirm every detail, but when it comes right down to it, the basic nature of who Jesus is, the thing that's the most offensive to the skeptic, his deity, that's the thing that Ignatius and Polycarp's writing affirm. So, for example, in my book, I actually just wrote out all the descriptions of Jesus that are offered by Ignatius and Polycarp. And as you read through that list, you'd swear you're listening to a gospel writer. You'd swear you're listening to one of the eyewitnesses because they describe Jesus in the exact same kind of language. So I think for me, an eyewitness can't always tell me every detail. I may need several eyewitnesses to give me every detail, to give me the most robust picture. What's great about Ignatius and Polycarp, the followers of Paul, like Linus and Clement, the followers of John, like Ignatius and Polycarp, is they give us the outline of John's testimony, the outline of Paul's testimony. And when we compare the outline to what we have today, it matches, and that's what's important.